Every day you are tested. An insult, a betrayal, a failure, a petty inconvenience, and in that millisecond before thought, you splash. Your anger, your anxiety, your shame, it erupts. You spill your emotional energy all over the table of your life, and you are left empty, controlled by the outside world. But what if your mind could be that deep? What if, no matter what was thrown into it, it absorbed the impact and returned to calm? Not by suppressing feeling, but by mastering the space between event and action. This is not about feeling less. This is about reacting less. This is the art of the minimal reaction, the ultimate discipline of the modern warrior.
Part 1. The Slave and the Citadel. The Stoics were not monks hiding from the world. They were soldiers, statesmen, fathers, emperors, men who faced chaos daily. And they discovered a fundamental law. You are not disturbed by events, but by your judgment about them. Epictetus, a man born a slave, taught this from a position of ultimate powerlessness, yet he built an inner citadel no master could breach. We have it backwards. We believe the external event, the criticism, the loss, the traffic jam, causes our reaction. So we try to control the world. We try to manage every person, every outcome, and we fail constantly. The Stoic shift is seismic. The cause of our suffering is not the first event, but the second, the event itself, and then our ascent to a judgment about it. That sliver of space, that is the arena of your freedom. Imagine your mind as a citadel. The outer walls are your perceptions, the gates are your judgment. Barbarians, external events, scream at the gates. Your power lies not in stopping their noise, but in deciding whether or not to open the gates and let them sack the city. Minimal reaction is keeping the gates guarded. It is not ignorance, it is sovereignty. Part 2. The discipline of ascent. This is the core drill. Assent is Stoic jargon for saying, yes, this is true and important to an initial impression. A colleague snubs you. The initial impression, he disrespected me. The emotion, anger, hurt. The automatic assent, yes, this is a terrible insult to my character. The minimal reaction warrior interrogates that impression. He applies what Marcus Aurelius called the discipline of assent. First, pause, the sacred pneuma. Take a breath, not a shallow one. The Stoics called breath pneuma, the very substance of our soul and the cosmos. That one breath is a circuit breaker. It reclaims time. In that pause, you are not a reactor. You are an observer. Second, objectify, see it naked. Marcus wrote, strip away the legend that encrusts it. The event stripped bare is simply a person's facial muscles contracted. He looked away. That's data. The insult, that's your legend, your story. Is the story absolutely true? What other stories could fit? Maybe he just got devastating news. Maybe he is deeply insecure. Third, dichotomy of control, the fundamental filter. Epictetus, some things are within our control and some things are not. His judgment, his actions, the past, not under your control. Your judgment, your intention, your response, absolutely under your control. Pour your energy only into the latter. To react violently to what you cannot control is to wage a war you have already lost. This is not passivity, this is precision. Your energy is a finite resource. The minimal reaction conserves that energy for your action, not your reaction.
Part 3. The firewall of the self. Modern life is a perpetual trigger machine. Notifications, news cycles, algorithms designed to provoke outrage and anxiety. Your inner citadel is under constant bombardment. You need a modern firewall. The premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Each morning, do not just visualize success, Visualize the triggers. See the annoying email, the rude comment, the canceled plan. Pre-rehearse your minimal reaction. If X happens, I will breathe. I will objectify. I will focus on my response. You are immunizing yourself. The view from above. When a trigger hooks you, pull the camera back. Mentally rise until you see yourself in your room, in your building, in your city, on the pale blue dot of Earth. How vast is the cosmos? How long is time? How small is this momentary slight? This is not to diminish your life, but to contextualize your reaction. Is this worth the splashing of your soul? The reserve clause. I will do my absolute best to succeed in this meeting, fate permitting. I will speak with honesty and calm, though others may not understand. This clause builds an invisible shock absorber into your intentions. It allows you to act with total commitment while accepting that the outcome is not yours to command. Defeat the tyranny of expectation. Part 4. The warrior's response, from reaction to right action. Minimal reaction is not no action. It is not stagnation. It is the removal of the emotional parasite so that your action can be clean, powerful, and effective. The Stoic warrior moves from reaction, emotional, impulsive, externally driven, to right action, virtuous, deliberate, chosen. The injustice. Instead of erupting in righteous indignation, you ask, what does justice require of me here? Justice might be a firm boundary. It might be a calm correction. It might be walking away. But it is a choice, not a spasm. The provocation. Instead of returning anger with anger, you exercise courage. The courage to be unshakable. The courage to see the provoker as misguided, as acting from their own ignorance of what is good. Your calm becomes a mirror that shows them their own chaos. It is a devastatingly powerful weapon. The setback. Instead of drowning in despair, you practice temperance. You temper your disappointment. You ask, what part of this is raw material for my strength? What can this failure teach my discipline? The obstacle becomes fuel. Right action is the output of a mind practicing minimal reaction. It is action divorced from the hunger for approval, the fear of shame, the heat of momentary fury. It is action that leaves you and the world with no regret. Part 5. Forging the unreactive self. Daily drills. Theory is nothing without the forge. Here is your training regimen. The evening audit. Each night, review your day, not with self-flagellation, but with the cold eye of a strategist. Where did you splash? Where did you grant assent too quickly? Relive the moment and reimagine the minimal reaction. This rewires your neural pathways. The trigger log. For 1 week, carry a notepad, physical or digital. Do not record the events. Record your judgments about the events. My boss is undermining me. This delay is ruining my day. Simply writing them down objectifies them. You see the stories you tell yourself. The voluntary discomfort. Occasionally, choose a small discomfort, a cold shower, skipping a meal, taking the harder route. This is not masochism. It is a controlled stress test for your entitlement. It teaches you that the feeling of, I must react to fix this, can be endured, and that your peace does not depend on perfect conditions. The mantra of the deep water. When you feel the splash rising, repeat internally, deep water, let it sink, return to calm. Anchor the metaphor. Your mind is not a puddle easily disturbed. It is a deep lake. Let the stone of external events sink through your depths. The ripples are temporary. Your nature is to return to clarity. Conclusion. The world will never stop throwing stones. The emails will be rude, plans will collapse, people will betray your trust. The goal of the mental Spartan is not to build a world without stones, it is to become the deep water. Minimal reaction is the art of retaining your sovereign energy. It is the practice of hearing the bang, feeling the impact, and choosing, with the discipline of a soldier, the leverage of your response. It turns you from a puppet of circumstance into the author of your character. In the end, this art leads to one thing: invincibility. Not because nothing can hurt you, but because nothing can control you. You absorb the blow, and your core remains unmoved. You conquer not by destroying the enemy at the gates, but by realizing the gates were always under your command. You are the citadel. You are the deep water. Stop splashing. Start training. End.